again. So this isn't a video I had planned for today, but you've got to do what you can do. Weather's chucking it down. I wasn't expecting any rain. The weatherman said it was going to be sunny from 11 till 1, so I was going to get my tent out today and I was going to do a bit of a review of that, but that's not happened. So making the most of it, come out into the forest. I've got Dylan with me. He's currently playing around in his hammock, so I thought I'd come and make a video. I think today I'm going to talk about a bit of my origin story, where I've come from, how I've got to where I am. I know it's something I promised a few weeks ago, but I've not done. So once again, I'm going to film another bit of a raw video, try and do it in one take again, and let's see where we go. So I was born in 1984. I had a relatively good childhood, nothing different to anybody else. I did have periods where I got bullied like most kids do, but nothing out of the ordinary. I went to mainstream school. Once I'd got through school and stuff, I got to, say, 11-year-old, and my mum and dad broke up. I found that quite difficult at the time. Started smoking. I'd inherited 2 stepbrothers and didn't really know how to process that. Started drinking at about 12-year-old. I had a very turbulent, still do have a very turbulent relationship with my dad's wife. There was a lot of stuff around that. I was very much in the middle of my mum and dad. I was at an age where I didn't really understand what was going on. I kind of knew how relationships work, but at the same time didn't know how they worked. Fast forward a few years, when I left school, I moved to Blackpool after having an argument with my mum and leaving the family home. I didn't have an overly stable job in Blackpool. The job itself was stable, but the lifestyle itself more wasn't. I was out partying every night, drinking every day, drinking every night. I was going into work, having had a drink. I left there the following January, met up with a girl in a nightclub. I ended up moving in with her very, very quickly. We were both too young for a very long-term relationship, but that's what happened. One thing led to another. I ended up getting her pregnant. We had our first daughter, who I love very much. I was working a lot of hours at the time. I was doing probably 100 hours a week. She didn't have a job. I don't want to slander her or anything. She, like I said, she was very young. She hadn't had the best of upbringings. She couldn't cope with being a new mum, so she would leave my daughter with people that she didn't know very well. I would get phone calls off my friends saying that they've got my daughter with them, so I'd leave work to go pick her up. I'd just got a mortgage at the time, which I could have done without the extra stress, but I didn't know. I was still not sleeping very well, still drinking a lot. Like I said, working a hell of a lot of hours. This all led to me having a nervous breakdown when I think I was 23 when I had it. Out the back of a nervous breakdown, I lost the best part of a year of my life. The first 6 months, nobody really saw me. I was off doing my own thing. That's the first time I ever cut my hair off. I do periodically do that, I get bored of it. I actually pulled it out that time. I was left not really able to do it very much. I lost a lot of my motor skills. My arms were very tied up. I couldn't shave myself. I couldn't wipe myself when I've been to the toilet. There was a lot that I couldn't do for myself. It took a lot of recovery. I have got a very, very good support network. My mum and dad were brilliant. My brothers were fantastic. That relationship broke down. I then met I had a few short-term relationships, a few flings. I then met my lovely wife. I did know her when I was a child, but we had got talking about things that happened to us in the past, about our problems and things that had happened to us in relationships, and we hit it off and went and met up. We are now still together. I think it's 17 years later. We've been married for about 5 years now. Yeah, it's good. She's absolutely my rock. She allows me to be me and go and be a bit mad. After my breakdown, I actually got a diagnosis of bipolar. it was one of many diagnoses that I had. Originally they told me I had ADHD, but I argued that, pushed for more diagnoses, because for somebody who works in and around mental health, it just didn't add up to me. So that was followed up with more tests, more diagnoses. Like I said, ended up being told I was bipolar. With that comes an element of OCD. I also have quite a bit of psychosis that comes with it, so when times are bad for me, I will hear voices. I used to see things, but I don't these days. It does mean that every day is a battle, but like I've said in other videos, you know, I don't want people to feel sorry for me. This is what makes me the person I am. It makes me as strong as I am. Like I said, the story I'm telling is very raw, and it misses out a lot of the good parts, but there is a lot of good parts. I've learned very much to live with my bipolar and to cope with it and to be a stronger person. Off the back of that, I now am no longer medicated. Haven't been medicated for about 8 years now, maybe 9 years. I cope really well. Like I said, I use my own life experiences in the job that I do to help other people and to try and improve other people's lives. A big part of the reason of why I set this channel up was so I could do that as well. I've always passed on my stories and my experiences to people that I know to sort of help them battle their own mental health and their own demons, and I wanted to sort of hit a bigger audience with that. I decided originally, probably 2 years ago, I was going to set up a channel. I never got round to doing it. I actually watched a video by another YouTuber called Josh Tilsley, and he was talking about his battles around his mental health and being able to talk about it and his anxieties, and just around getting out wild camping and going doing it. And it took him a long time to do it, and he said he just had to get up one day and just go and just do it. And that sort of inspired me to think, well, what am I doing? Why haven't I set up this channel? Why don't I openly talk about these things? You know, I want to pass on my stories. I want to be a person that anybody can hit up when they're struggling and just say, you know, can you just chat? Can you give me a bit of help? And I can't do that unless I have the platform to do so. So I've set up the channel. I've got a few videos. I'm making a reasonable amount of traction at the moment and getting some good views. I could do with more people sharing my videos, more people subscribing, dropping some likes, just so it sort of pushes it a bit further. It's a bit of a shameful plug, but you know what to do. And yeah, I want to pass on that story, and I want to meet other people who are like-minded, who also have struggled in the past but are doing well and can help and sort of push people forward and inspire other people to just get out and do things that their anxieties just generally wouldn't let them do. I also would like to meet some people that are still struggling and sort of try and put things in place and try and help them to manage their own mental well-being. And like I've said before, of these videos, if I can reach out to one person a year, if I can help one person a year, then I've done what's out to do. You know, the world is a very small place and it's a very, very short life, and it is what we make of it. I think this weekend's a prime example for me. I wasn't going to make a video this weekend. I had a few things that sort of were sprung upon me yesterday that affected my mental health, so I didn't get out when it was sunny, and I put off making a video till today. And then, like I said before, I've been rained off and I've had to make a different video, but it took me most of the morning to drag myself into getting out. But I know it's something that I need to do for me and something that is helping, and it makes me feel good doing it. But sometimes it's that battle to get out, and I think if I can do it, then you can do it as well. And I think it's just about inspiring people and helping people to do it. You know, I've got other people who I'm going to bring to the channel in the coming months, and I want to hear their stories, and I want people to have this raw talk that I'm having now. And it's a bit of a series that I want to create in the end, is just some raw videos, and it's nothing edited out, not caring about anything, just having that chat, asking people about the mental health, asking them about how they cope. You know, I've said I want to bring Dylan to the channel at some stage. Dylan's autistic, we've spoke about him before. He is with me today, but he's quite anxious about coming on camera at the moment and telling his story because he's not ready for that. It's something he has done before and he's done it at seminars, but he's not willing to be fully open about it. He knows, and he's consented to me telling people that he's autistic on camera, but it's his story to tell, and that's not for me to delve into. And he's going to do that at some stage, but it has to be when he's ready. I know these other people that I've met on YouTube that struggle, that I'm already in the works of getting a meet up with them and doing some activities with them, going camping with them and having this sort of chat with them. And this is also for the future. And if there's anybody else out there that feels that they could benefit from that, or would just like to come and have a chat and is fine with being on camera, you can follow my Instagram link. It is on my YouTube channel. Just hit me up and we'll see what we can do, see what we can arrange. And like I've said before, be kind to each other, be good to each other, and just be mentally well.